Today we're gonna have a very, very long episode because, as you recall, Mr. Darrell Brooks has 20 or more people that's gonna talk in his behalf. So we're gonna be here for a while. So grab some coffee. This could be like a marathon stream or something like that. What was that? What? So you're saying that he didn't got 20 more people? Really? How many did he got? One? No, one friend. Okay, yeah. Two other people. His mom. His grandma. What? Only three people? Alright, so yeah. He only managed to get three people. I think there were four, but one of them couldn't figure out how to use Zoom. So yeah, only four. Happy Saturday to everyone. I had to work today, so I had to do this stream a little bit late. Cynical Steph, Lisa Brown, hello. Sherry Wimpy. Tina. Bar Murray. Super Kelly. Debbie Caruso, hello, welcome. So yeah, we're gonna see how Mr. Darrell Brooks gets let's see how good can we get of him out of this. So let me look for that. How could I put this? Hello, Tal Glass. Darrell Brooks mom testimony. Oh, that I put. I'm not making anything, Deacon. That was Robert's channel. Hello, Janice. Yeah, 20 or more people will have to make travel arrangements coming near and far, all the United States. Darrell Brooks. Mom speaks, I guess.
Is this your mom? All right, so I can see Dawn Woods on the Zoom. Miss Woods, can you hear me?
All right, do you guys hear this sound okay? Is it too loud? I need to, it's up there. All right, I just need confirmation on the volume of the video, and then we're gonna start with Dawn Woods. It's good. Sound good. Join what? Tall Glass, what do you want to join? All right. Let's do it.
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
All right, thank you. I know you have your camera on. You're unmuted. There are two other individuals on the Zoom. They currently have their cameras off. I believe they're both muted. I would just simply ask that we take one person in turn. You are on the Zoom. It is viewable in the courtroom. I want to acknowledge, ma'am, I did receive what I believe is a written statement that you faxed to the court.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and then if that is, I'm not sure who joined us at the moment. All right, is that
Oh, if you want to become a member, there's like a button on the bottom of the page that says join. That's how you get a membership. Barbara was mentioned before she gets started. My brother has schizophrenia bipolar. He doesn't behave this way. Yeah, I think they have a bad understanding of what mental illness is or how to treat it. But let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Ms. Edwards? All right, Ms. Edwards, if you could please I'm going to have Ms. Woods talk first, and then I'll have you next. If you could keep your camera off and your microphone muted until it's your turn to talk. That way I can give my full attention to Ms. Woods.
Sure.
There we go. Very good. Thank you. All right. So once again, Ms. Woods, I believe you sent in a fax yesterday. Is that right?
No, I believe it was this morning.
Oh, this morning. All right. I have
Yes,
that,
ma'am.
and I've read it. Go ahead. What would you like to tell the court? And thank you for being with us today.
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
I have two things I would like to tell. One is a written statement, Your Honor, and then I have a poem I would like to read after my statement, if that's permissible. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Mental illness affects everyone. It destroys lives, families, and hurts society. For far too long, it's been a dirty little secret in families that no one wants to talk about. Mental illness is the elephant in the room that so many pretend it's not there. People who suffer from it are often shunned by families and friends, rejected by society, and made fun of, the subject of bad jokes, ridiculed, and judged on YouTube, podcasts, Facebook, and other media posts.
Wait. So what she's saying right now is that we made fun of Darrel, that we criticize him, that we call him out because he has a mental illness? I'm sorry, ma'am, but that's not how it works. That's not why I do it. I mean, I'm gonna put myself a little bit out there, but I've been on therapy. I have issues. I wouldn't consider them a mental issue, but I have issues, and I treat them. And I'm man enough with myself to tell, you know what, I have these issues with my head, and I need to treat them. He doesn't have those because he was examined by, I think, 3 or 4 people. And none of them said that he had something of that ilk. So I'm sorry, ma'am, but I don't know if you know that they made those examinations or evaluations, but you know.
Used in campaign ads, disrespected, stripped of their dignity. No one cares. No one sees their pain or hears their cries and pleas for help. They are the forgotten ones and viewed by many of not having a place in society. It is no fault of their own that they have become ill and began to change from the person we all knew. Once viewed as fun, loving, and kind, are now the outcasts of society. We say what's wrong with society?
Also, that may be that the thing that she's saying. I think she's a little bit. She doesn't watch a lot of what's going on right now because mental health in this day and age is way less. What do you call it? It's more accepted. It's okay to get help. You can go get help. It's easier, and you're encouraged to do it. On the old days, yeah, that was a thing, but I think now it's better. Hello, Bob Keaton.
They're idiots, unfit. They need to be disposed of, thrown out with the rest of the trash. They serve no purpose. The saying, my brother's keeper, doesn't apply to them. And the Bible, in the book of Philippians chapter 2, verse 4, it says, let each of you not look only to his own interests, but also the interests of others. Mental illness caused them to do the unthinkable. They must be punished. Yes, I agree. There should be some accountability for their actions. But we also must render help. What good is punishment without correction to prevent the act from happening again? In their cases, or many of their cases, treatment, therapy, medication, hospitals, and institutions that specialize in helping those who suffer with mental illness need to be offered. And I believe these places can help those who suffer become mentally well.
Oh, thank you for the sub, Tina. Um, I lost my train of thought, but thank you for subscribing. Um, I think what she's trying to say right now is that the judge should put Darrell in a mental hospital. Huh. Hello, Carrie Letoile. Hmm?
I believe lawmakers and society as a whole need to recognize mental illness. Mental illness cannot be eradicated with prison bars. Mental illness is going to always be there. It's invasive. With treatment and therapy, medication, and hospitals and institutions that specialize in the treatment of mental illness, it can be controlled. What else can we do as a society to help those who suffer from mental illness? How about showing a little compassion, empathy?
Well, maybe if you want us to show compassion and empathy, you should teach Darrell how to feel that, because he has none of that,
Some understanding.
and he doesn't understand anything. So
Families need to advocate for those who cannot speak for themselves or who struggle to understand what's happening to them. Lawmakers should support by providing resources to individuals so they can get the help they need. Now, I've been dealing with mental illness for over 30 some odd years. And here's my take on it. And I think I have a little insight on it. From the surface, I believe that treatments need to be offered. I believe that if treatment is offered early when the signs of mental illness first shows, and it's addressed and stayed on top of instead of let people lagger and fall through the cracks.
but ma'am, this is your son. If when you say society, hello, Bama. When you say society, that should be you. You're the one that should address the issue. You're the one that should have been on top of it. Why do we as society have to deal with that?
Just maybe there would be less court cases and less people crying because their loved ones was hurt or was injured or killed because someone of mental illness attacked them. Maybe that needs to be done. Treatment.
You should have been done that. You should have done that. If you knew that this guy had an issue, then you should let me tell you a personal story. I had a cousin that had issues. He had issues with drugs. We knew it, and he got to a low point in his. He was an adult already, but we as a family we decided that he couldn't help himself. So what do? We put him in a place that helped him, and he got better. So it's not always up to the person or other people. Other people are not gonna care. You as a family, you are the people that know that person the most, need to make that decision.
It needs to be done early and right away and stayed up on and not let people fall through the crack holes and not be shunned out the door. It's the same. You don't have a mental illness. You're just a bad person and needs to be locked up. Jail is not the only answer. Help, treatment, hospitalization, and medication. It plays a big role in preventing this where we are today if it would have been offered sooner. Now, I have a poem that I have adopted, not just for my son Darrel, but for all the people who suffer from mental illness. And I let this be my theme and some inspiration. And I hope that Darrel will find strength in this poem. I sent it to him. And it's a poem that was written by the late, great Maya Angelou. I don't know if you're familiar with her writings, but she was a brilliant poet. And she wrote this poem back in 1969 for a totally different reason. It was during the racial injustice era, but I believe it applies to those who suffer from mental illness as well. It's called Caged Bird. A free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends, and dips his wing in the orange sun rays and dares to touch the sky. But a caged bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, and he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with fearful thrill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade winds that when soft winds with soft signs through the trees, and the fat worms waiting on the dawn's bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. But a caged bird stands on the grave of dreams. His shadow shouts on the nightmare scream. Their wings are clipped, their feet are tied. They open their mouths to sing. The caged bird sings of fearful thrills, of things unknown, but longed for still. And his tune is heard on a distant hill. The caged birds sing of freedom. Everyone who suffers from mental illness.
Look at this guy. I mean, do you think that he could have, you know, show this emotion when we were talking about the victims that he literally run over? You think that this face should have been his face the entire trial instead of yelling and disrespecting everyone? He only cares about himself. It's only when he is involved, when he's sad. It's pathetic.
It's caged. All they want is to be free of their illness and become mentally well. I believe as a society, we have an obligation to help those become mentally well.
You had the obligation to do that. I'm sorry, Mom. But you were the one that needed to help your son, not society. You could ask society for help and they wouldn't help you. But you are the one that was supposed to give this help to him. Hello, Christina.
With treatment, medication, hospitalization, or sent to an institution where they can get the intense help. And if they have to stay for the rest of their lives away from society, at least they are getting the help they need to become mentally well. We are our brother's keepers. And I also want to say to the families who lost loved ones that and those who suffered injuries.
Hey, Barb, worry. I love Favorite. It's one of my favorite songs. Notice she has not one nice thing. Yeah, she's not saying anything nice about Darrell. She's just saying that. Um, she's just saying stuff about what they should do.
That I know their pain, and I pray that the Lord would continue to comfort and heal each of them. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thank you, Ms. Woods, and I should have said this earlier. I have 3 monitors in front of me, and the monitor that I'm pointing at right now is the monitor that the Zoom shows up, so that's why I look like I'm turned away, but I'm actually watching you.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Then I'll turn next
At least she knows how to say thank you. Much more than Darrell can do.
to Mary Edwards. If you want to turn your camera on and unmute, and then Ms. Woods, if you would.
Yes, ma'am.
If you want to take her camera.
Good afternoon.
All right, so let's look for the grandma.
For the record, my name is Dr.
Wait, I want to see. I think this one is better. But before we get to that, what do you guys think of Mom's Darrell Dawnwood's speech right there? He didn't say anything good about Darrell. He just alluded that he needed hospitalization, but there's not a hospital that can take him. He doesn't have any mental disease. He has a disorder, but nah. All right. So as far as I heard through the grapevine, is that this is not his actual grandmother. I think she's just a person that he calls grandma. Oh, I don't know, because he's from Detroit, so that checks out from where he's. Remember when he said that he was from Detroit, but somehow he was born and raised in Milwaukee? You mentioned him once, yeah. His fox grandma is worse by like I have aunts that are not my aunts. But I cherish them as one because they've been friends of my mom, or yeah, friends of my mom for a long time. So they're my aunts in my eyes. Hello, Monica. Personality disorder, yes. Very rarely instrumental illness involved. There was a case in Milwaukee where a man drove over a nurse and left her there. Rent a granny's. I mean, I have conflicting reports. I don't know if it's actually her grandma. Some people say she is. Some people say she isn't. In any way, it's someone dear and close to him. So, all right, let's go for it.
If you want to take her camera.
And this situation that is about to happen makes me think that she's actually his grandma, because this is a pattern that he uses. Let's listen.
Good afternoon.
And I should say for the record that obviously Dawn Woods was the first speaker, and then I have Mary Edwards. If you can let me know who's next to you, please.
Oh, there's no one next to me at the moment. Thank you.
Why did she say thank you? Huh?
Okay. Are we good to go?
I need to know who's in the room with you because I saw them.
Oh, that's my husband.
Okay.
There it is. That's exactly what Darrell will do. He's like, okay, who was that? Who was that? And she will be like, there's no one here. And then she will be like, oh no, she likes you. I just saw someone with you. And said, oh yeah, yeah, that's my husband. Like this is Darrell. This is the way that Darrell behaves. So that's why I think she is actually his grandma.
Okay, he's not in the room at the moment.
Well, all right, that's okay.
He's not here.
I just wanted to
Can,
know I
is
saw
the problem
someone
with
else.
him being here?
No, he can be there since I know who it is. We'll just,
All right, my husband is here.
will he be speaking or
Okay.
just you?
No, no, he's not speaking.
All right, go ahead. Thank you for being here today. And again, if I look like I'm looking to the side, it's because that's where the monitor that I can see you is located. So go
Thank-
ahead.
Thank you, Judge. For the record, my name is Dr. Mary Darlene Edwards.
Is she actually a doctor or she's like I don't know. I don't know what other fake doctor there is.
I am not the wicked grandmother of the West. I am the grandmother of Darrel Edward Brooks Jr. And I asked to be here today for two reasons. First of all, from the bottom of my heart, I want to offer my sincere apologies to those who have been hurt so badly by what has happened here, this tragedy that has been caused by my grandson.
All right. Well, at least she apologizes. That's something that Darrell Brooks doesn't. Can you imagine if he would just say I'm sorry to everyone? He didn't say that. I'm in the middle of that video, but he didn't say that. And also, who writes her name on the wall? Like, I'm gonna put Jester over here so you guys can read it. I'm gonna do it.
I want to also apologize to the family of the little boy. I understand their name is Sparks.
That's his last name. Hey, Howlin' Yorkie, thank you for subscribing.
And to all of those whose lives have been damaged by this overwhelming tragedy. As a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ, I want to give the family and those who've been hurt so badly the scripture, blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. And I say this, please know that it's my prayer that my grandson will sincerely and humbly apologize and ask all of you and God for forgiveness for this horrible, terrible deed. Some of you have said that you will never forgive him. Please do not be like the man who drank the poison and hoped his enemy would die. Unforgiveness
I don't know about that story about drinking poison for my enemy to die. I need to look into that.
is a terrible disease, just like mental illness is. Truly, there have been many losses because of this tragedy. Darrel's mother has lost a son. I've lost a grandson. Darrel's children have lost a father. And Darrel has lost his mind and his life in the outside world.
Well, yeah, but that's on him.
Darrel's behavior, including his voice, should get the attention of the powers that be, both near and far.
Hello, Sophie. Good afternoon.
Darrel has suffered from bipolar since the age of 12. And it was that disorder that caused him to drive through that crowd. It is my prayer that he will be treated for this illness and managed in a facility that addresses mental health concerns.
So they both go for the route of death that they should he should do he should be in a hospital. Hello. Hello, Annette. Good afternoon. Hello, Peeps K. I'm doing good. I just had to work all day, but I'm home now.
We must start with a younger generation. Finally, I'm 80 years old, and I have been an ordained minister for the gospel of Jesus Christ for 47 of these 80 years. If you look at my background,
At least she has a job that she's been able to maintain for a long time.
you will see that God has used my life
Hello, Mel.
to bring about positive change
How's your keyboard today?
in multitudes of residents in the city of Detroit and beyond. I share this information not to boast. That is not my intention, but rather to let you know that I care about people and their well-being. I've spent more than half of my life helping what the Bible calls the least of these, AKA society's rejects. Since this tragedy, I have become a mental health coach. This will help me better understand this horrible disease.
You can't just become a coach like that. You need to study a lot to be able to coach about that stuff. So you're just saying stuff.
Which has plagued my family for generations. Presently, there is a church in Detroit that is planning to establish a mental health clinic on the east side of Detroit. Without hesitation, I will support this effort and do everything I can to help those struggling with mental illness. Before I close, I just want to share with you some facts with regard to mental illness. And I got this from the government's mental.
Hello, Paula. Hello from Wales. It's late. Well, thank you for being here.
Health website.
Oh, she has a website? If anything has the website, post the link. We will watch it right now.
It's a myth that said mental health problems don't affect me. Many people don't feel like it affects them. That's a myth. It affects everyone. It's a common problem. In 2020, and listen to this, 1 in 5 American adults experience a mental health issue. 1 in 6 young people experience a major depression episode. 1 in 20 Americans lived with a serious mental illness.
Oh, God, Barb, no, why? No, don't say that. Don't ever say that.
Such as schizophrenia, bipolar disease.
I have to get one of those pages. I heard they make good money. But, you know, yes, there's...
Or major depression. Suicide is a leading cause of death in the United States. In fact, it was the second leading cause of death for people ages 10 to 24. It accounted for the loss of more than 45,979 Americans in 2020. That's nearly double the number of lives lost to homicide. As a result of this great tragedy, I'm dedicated to living the next chapter of my life with a mental health awareness campaign. I have faith to believe that God will hear the voices of all of those impacted by this horrible disease, as well as the cries of the mentally ill. I thank you for this opportunity.
You guys want to see Rory? Rory's sleeping right now. Rory. 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 She's on the bed.
Opportunity
It's
to
cold,
share
so
with
you see,
you
she likes
from
to
the
stay on
bottom
the
of my heart.
bed.
And my prayers will continue on for those who have been affected. God bless you all.
Thank you, Ms. Edwards.
Yeah, I agree, Deacon. They should have helped him before all of this. And I know that he wouldn't do a mental treatment, but hello, Tequila. And hello, Rihanna.
Is there anyone else on the Zoom, Madam Clerk?
No,
Yes.
and I reached out to Zach and he has not heard from
All right, Mr. Brooks, we do not have anyone else. Oh, we have Michelle Allworth. Sorry about that. Thank you, thank you. All right, if Ms. Allworth then would start her camera and unmute, and we'll hear from her next. Thank you, Madam Clerk. And you
Hi,
are.
my name is Michelle.
Hello. Okay. Let's do. Let's look up for Michelle now.
And you
Hi,
are.
my name is Michelle Allward. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go ahead.
I'm kind of
please.
sick. My son is here in the room with me. He's sick from homeschool.
That's okay. Go
My
ahead.
name is Michelle. My name is Michelle Allworth. I met Darrel Brooks Jr. 17 years ago when we both lived in Sparks, Nevada. He became my best friend, and over time we became brother and sister to each other. We shared so many good times, whether it was hanging out at the house, listening to music, movies, or just having conversations, a good laugh. He always had a smile on his face and the best laughs and jokes. Going out to theaters and a movie, going out to eat.
Hey, Angelica Vizcarra, welcome to the membership. Wow, thank you. Thank you so much.
Attending Hot August Nights, which is a car show in Reno, Nevada, the rib cook-off. He shared with me multiple.
He's starting to cry. Why are you starting to cry? What's wrong, buddy? Hello, Aaron. What's wrong with you?
Times on a daily basis since this has happened last year. How remorseful he truly is. Sorry. He is a very private person when it comes to his feelings and emotions, and it only happens with family and close friends. They say blood is thicker than water. Well, you can choose to make your own family. I've chosen to make Darrel part of my family. I will always have his back, even with this tragic event. I suffer from medical issues as well. I have epilepsy and cerebral palsy. My whole life, I've had it my whole life. Darrel was there several times that I had seizures. He called 911, went to the ER with me, stayed with me by my side when I went home, and helped in any way that he could help me. Sorry. Because of this reason and him being a family friend to me, he lived with me back in 2006 and again in either 2013 or 14. I'm glad he lived with me at those times because I black out during a seizure and I'm able to call 911. He lived with me for over a year. I wouldn't have let him had I not trusted him with my life. He had never shown any signs being this way on what happened November 21st, 2021. This is not the Darrel.
The thing, Michelle, is that that's how sociopaths work. They are good with some people. They manipulate good people in order to help them, but they don't feel nothing for those persons. So
I know he is a loving, compassionate, loyal, and humble person. He would give a complete stranger that needed it the shirt off his back, the last dollar in his pocket, or a place to stay. During this manic episode,
I don't buy this. This whole thing, it's.
he had blacked out the whole incident. I have prayed a lot since 2016 because of my medical issues and almost losing my life to a seizure, and even more now since this has all happened. I know what happened with those lives being lost and people being injured is terrible. It's something Darrel will have to live with for the rest of his life and always carry that with him, knowing this happened. I hope that he gets the help he needs for his mental illness. My hope as well is that he gets help in a mental facility, and that's it. Thank you very much for your time, everyone.
Thank you.
And that's it. we are done with all the support that Darrell Brooks had on that day. What can you say? I don't know what else to say. He has nothing. Two people were his family, and only two people, by the way. His nephew didn't show up, and his niece also. I don't know if they're underage, so that may not work. But no, he had nothing. I don't know where those 20 people were gonna come from. No, there's not 17 people. Okay. Yeah, none of this helped the judge. Like she already knew what was going to happen. All right, I'm gonna try to find the Mary website. Mary Edwards website, mental health. That's not her. That's not her. There's a Mary Edwards that is actually a psychologist, and she does consult. But I cannot find the website from the other person. What if I put Brooks? Okay, there you go. I think that's you. Yes, okay. Let's see this together. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of my region. Okay, I'm gonna do it. And we're gonna do it live. At uh window capture. Hello, Miss Washington. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, there it is. And then we're gonna enhance. So there we go. We are on Mary Edwards' website. Medic, MEDIC ministers, manifesting entire deliverance in Christ. Beloved, and I wish of all things that thou may, I don't know, about Mary Edwards. That's his information. Organization Lives of Gold Consulting, CEO. She's a CEO of that company. Joy of Jesus Ministry co-founder. His lovely wife, Minister, founder, 1990. So she has a bunch of. She's a talk show host in WLQB. Two 2008 recognition for AR paper press award semi. Why would you put a semifinalist award in your? That's not even an award. You were the runner up. Hello. What else? Recognition with lifetime achievement. Nominated for first John Maxwell Leadership Award. Is it third place? What is a third place recognition? Who is who in Black Detroit? Others Award, Salvation Army. One of the highest honor given by the army. Is this true? One of the most influential African American women in metropolitan Detroit. Presidential Award? Revitalization of the Rivendell community on the east side of Detroit. Received a doctorate in divinity from Destiny Christian University of Florida in 2016. She has published a bunch of things. An autobiography in 2007. Don't worry. She wrote "Don't Worry, Be Happy." What? I love that song. Frequent contributor to Chicken Soup for the Soul. Frequent online magazine contributor for Christian publications. Columnist and freelance writer in Michigan. Professional. Consultant study for conducted on Capitol Hill. Book coach. Mentor to many. International speaker. Personal. Veteran community. Mother, grandmother, and great grandmother. She is Canadian as well. All right, well, this is her. Let's see what she sells. So she has Whatever Happened to Mama series, Miss Humpty Dumpty and the Real Pain of Racism, A Candid Conversation Between Father and Son, Poems and Prayers for an Intercessor Chair? I don't know what that means. Oh, there it is. Don't Worry, Be Happy. Prince admitted on Anton Daniels' show that he never even met Brooks. Yeah, he didn't know that he existed. Oh, the PhD is right there. She just writes a bunch of, I don't know, books, I guess. The PhD is right here. That's his doctorate. But yeah, that's the website, and that's the person that was in that thing. How much is one of her books? Let's see. What if I wanna buy Don't Worry, Be Happy? $6. 40 pages of words of encouragement. All right. All right. That's Mary Edwards. And yeah, that's not a university. That's just something that she got a doctorate first. That's another kind of doctorate. All right. So I'm gonna leave it here. It's gonna be a short. I wanted to do the short stream today because I'm honestly tired because I had to work on Saturdays. That was not planned, and I have to work on Monday. But tomorrow, join me in the morning to see the other side of the story. The people telling Darrel what he needed to hear from them. But yeah. I'm gonna leave it today, short stream today, but we saw all of the Darrel's supporters, I guess. Yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.